In this video, I'm going to show you a really, really cool picking exercise that I took from Andy Wood. And I'm not only going to show you why it works out the picking hand, why it works a different muscle than you're probably used to, but I'm also going to show you 2 licks that I've worked out that are really, really fun, really, really cool, so you can actually put that lick to some sort of musical use. You've got the tab to everything that you hear in this lesson, as well as 3 extra licks that aren't featured in this video. Head over to Patreon. There's a 7-day free trial happening at the moment. Link is in the description. Otherwise, let's get into the exercise. All right, here's the exercise. So it's a 5-note sequence, all in E minor pentatonic. We're just going to be going up the scale from the flattened 7th all the way up to the perfect 5th. 5 notes. Here it is. So we're playing a group of 5 notes as 16th notes. That does give you a nice rhythmic displacement that happens. We're going to have a listen to that. I'm going to play it for you in a second. I'm going to show you how to work up the speed. I'm also going to talk about why it's such a good exercise, why it's really, really cool. So this is what it sounds like played over and over. Right, so you can hear that I'm just looping it around with the 16th note feel. A lot of people will do just solid groups of 5 and then stop. But I'm going to show you why that's not a good idea in terms of working on your right hand alternate picking technique. So the reason it's a good exercise is because every time we repeat the lick, we start the phrase with the opposing pick stroke. So if I do the first 2 pick strokes, we're going to go down, up, and then we're going to go down, up, down. When I repeat that first note of the phrase, I start it with an up, and that means the transition between the strings is different every time, right? Watch my right hand. It's kind of tricky to get that up to speed. So what I would recommend doing is limiting yourself with the subdivisions. Pick a tempo and start playing it at, let's say, 8th notes. Say you do 4 reps, then do triplets. And I am trying to accent that pulse so I know where the downbeat is, because it is groups of 5. It is tricky. That rhythmic displacement does throw us off. So it's really cool to get this picking exercise happening to get those odd note groups. And we're going to check out 2 licks that do feature that kind of thing, right? Hopefully you can hear the pulse in that. It's really, really important. So let's jump into the 2 licks that I'm going to show you. This is the first lick. All right, so we're going to play the exercise 4 times and then descend down in a minor pentatonic scale. Let me just play it for you nice and slow. It's a 2-bar lick, and we're going to land on the 3rd bar on the downbeat. So the first beat of the bar on our root note. Okay, so we first play the sequence 4 times. That's once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, and you'll notice that I'm doing the correct picking, even though I'm stopping between each of those phrases. I'm just demonstrating it for you. So we've hit the last phrase that begins with an upstroke, the 4th picking exercise sequence, starting with an up. And then we're going to work back down. We're actually just going to play 6 notes down the scale. And then go back up to the root note and play 6 notes down the scale. And then hit the root note an octave above, which is 14th fret of the D string. Okay, so that end part sounds like this. Now all together it sounds like this. Again, keeping that pulse is really, really important. If this is too tricky for you, lower the subdivision, do triplets. Right? right? It can be really, really nice to lower that subdivision to get the speed, the tempo right. So if you really want to test your picking, take out one of the sequences at the start. So only play 3 of those picking exercise licks at the start of this lick, but continue down that descending pathway that I showed you in those groups of 6s. It messes up the picking, it totally changes it, as well as the timing. This is what it can sound like. Let's move on to the next lick. All right, this is a nice one to get some groups of 5 happening in your pentatonic playing. This is an ascending line. It's really, really cool. All we're doing is taking that picking exercise through 3 octaves. I'm going to show you the 3 octaves first and then show you the exact pattern to get a nice odd note grouping all the way from here to there. All right, let's jump into it. So these are our 3 octaves. We've got the first octave here. Second octave is here, which is where we actually started. Third octave is here. This is actually a nice way to just ascend through the minor pentatonic scale. You might have heard of me talk about 2-3 pentatonics, or other people talk about 2-3 pentatonics. That's what this is. So let me show you the lick. What we're going to be doing is playing groups of 5 ascending through the scale. And there's a little bit of a rule. There's a little bit of a formula to it. And hopefully it makes sense to you. Every time we play a group of 5, we're going to then repeat the same notes that were on the second string of that group of 5 and continue up and play another group of 5 and continue that rule throughout the lick. This is what it sounds like. It'll make more sense in a second. So I'm going to play the first group of 5. And notice that second string had 3 notes on it. I'm going to play those 3 notes and then go up 2 more notes to complete a group of 5 and then repeat the second string. Nice and slowly, that sounds like this. Now in the lick, I do descend down the pentatonic scale. And you can work out your own sequences to finish off that lick. But that same idea of repeating every second string continues throughout those 3 octaves of that picking exercise, which contains those groups of 5. Really, really cool to just expand that simple picking exercise and get way more mileage out of it other than those 5 notes all at once. This is what it sounds like in its entirety. So if you want the tab to everything that you hear in this video, plus a few extra licks that aren't featured in this lesson, head over to Patreon. There's a 7-day free trial happening at the moment. Otherwise, thanks so much for watching, guys. Really, really appreciate it. I'll see you on the next one.